Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to Quack & Co, where every video is 10 minutes or less, guaranteed. And today I am here to talk to you about an Age Contrived. It is currently on Kickstarter, and the first thing that we always do here at the Quackalope concept is we're going to talk about flavor text. And boy, does this game have some flavor text. An Age Contrived introduction. For 1,000 years, you and the other gods of your kind have ruled over Eldranic, a mortal world of disparate clans and untapped potential. And whatever you might think of them, you need the mortals, for it is only their belief in you that gives you your power. Now, an inflection point emerges in the history of Eldranic, precipitated by the events that you set in motion. The mortal clans are on the cusp of united, bringing together stability to Eldranic after centuries of strife. Steer the new mortal order into reliance on the pantheon as you engineer the formation of a civilization. Solidify your legacy among the mortals, and you can lead the pantheon and the mortal realm in a new age of your own making. An Age Contrived. So, what does that mean for you when you're playing an Age Contrived? Well, let's talk about this game. It is a love letter to all the different types of Euros in a pretty package. If you enjoy playing Euros with a lot of crunchy mechanisms, a lot of interesting things and ways to build your engine to make your turn feel really special, you might enjoy this game. If you're like me, and those things are fun, but as you can see, nothing about me is boring, and you like pretty shiny colors, you like really interesting gimmicks, and you also like a board that when you finish it, makes you feel like you actually did something, man, you're gonna love this game. Now, how does this game play? Well, there's a lot of different pieces moving back and forth, so I'm going to give you kind of a basic overall arching concept of what you're looking for when you're playing an Age Contrived, because if I were to tell you every single mechanic, we'd probably be here for about 30 minutes. But don't let that scare you away. This is not a very complicated game. This is a game where after looking at it and going through a turn or two, you're going to understand everything that you need, and you're going to have a blast playing this game. Now, the way that the basic concept works is you are a god, and you are working to vie for the love of the people below and building this world around you. You're going to be using your influence to create these monuments here on the board. Now, you do that by placing your energy cubes that are here in your transmutation device on the board on these different places. So if you'll see here on this area, it says that you can place a rose or a compass on this location. Once they're both done, then you will take this piece and you will complete the actual structure that you're working on. Now, the interesting thing about this whole concept is there's actually magnets underneath here that will, pieces of metal that will allow these magnetized pieces of board to actually slip back on and set up for the actual monument itself, allowing you to create these really unique structures across the board, which is probably the reason that I looked at this in the first place, because I went, that's really cool. I wonder how that works. Yes, I like gimmicks, but let me tell you, a gimmick that actually gives you gameplay advantage and has a really interesting concept, that makes that gimmick a lot more fun and actually something worthwhile playing. Now, the transmutation device would be the second thing that I looked at and went, that's really freaking cool. Because, let's be honest, it's really freaking cool. And the way that that works is you basically have two options on your turn. You can either refill your transmutation device, or you can activate your transmutation device, basically. And you can take turns on this device here by taking these actions across the bottom level. If you'll notice, there's an upper row with pieces inside of it, and there's a bottom row with pieces inside of it. Now, along the very bottom, it gives you the idea of what these particular actions allow you to do. These two here allow you to take actions that aren't the action directly above it, so kind of off to the side, if maybe these are better actions for you to take at the time. Other ones here will allow you to go up the influence track here on your monument side, and another will allow you to place down pieces on the board. All that to say, it's very interesting because if you have two here seated underneath on this first row, you'll actually be able to take this action twice. That's really big. If you only have one, you only get to take that action once, obviously. But the actions that you do, these cubes here become exhausted because they're energy cubes. So you would only be able to take this action based on having the ability to do it with these pieces above, because these are the things that you're actually going to be either placing on this board here or placing here on the board in front of you. Now, a gimmicky thing, I'm gonna say it's a gimmicky thing, but man is it satisfying, is when you take this action, let's say I was going to use one of these other pieces over here, I could then pull this item back, it drops underneath, and then watch this. It shoots out in front of you. Okay, I get it, I understand. Maybe that's not your thing. Maybe you're saying to yourself, West, I can save myself the extra money and not get the deluxeified component. Yes, in fact you can. There's the whole situation here that doesn't require any of this metal piece. I get you. I really do. I hear you. Everyone underneath, I hear it. It's heavier weight. I hear all of it. But this is so freaking satisfying. Are you kidding me? That's really cool. That's really cool. Okay. Having said all of that, now that you've got these different pieces here, you can place them on the board, do with them whatever you're supposed to do with your particular turn. Now, the other interesting thing about this game is that, unlike other engine builders, instead of grabbing pieces and creating your engine from scratch, and you maybe only start with one piece, or you actually start your entire engine because you're building the tableau in front of you, and you start with literally one piece as soon as you buy it from the board. Well, this actually starts you off with an entire engine here. Your job throughout the play of the game is to buy these pieces here at the bottom with your turn, and then slot them in here through your transmutation device. You'll be upgrading these different pieces here, which will allow you to take more powerful and more powerful actions. For instance, I've got an upgraded version over here, which will allow you to see that there's a whole bunch of different things that you might be able to do. This will allow you to have almost 2 across the entirety of the bottom. You could have 2 across the entirety of the top, meaning that when you take one action here, you'll be able to do 2 of these things here at the top, which is super powerful. The more energy you have at the top row of your engine, the more powerful your turn becomes. That's not to say that your beginning turns aren't going to be powerful, because they really are. I feel like every turn I take in this game allows me to have a really powerful turn, with the exception of when I need to recharge my energy. But everybody has to recharge your energy. And I feel like in a lot of engine builders, when you're recharging your engine or you're having to take resources or something like that, you feel like it's almost like a wasted turn. In an Age Contrived, I never felt like I had a wasted turn, because my wasted turn of refilling my energy was something that everybody had to do. So I never felt like I had a bad turn. I had a turn that, okay, it's like changing tires in NASCAR. Everybody's going to have to do it eventually, just do it at the right time so you can take advantage of the different options that are available to you. But I never felt like I wasted a turn. So I think that's a really big thing for this particular option. But the other thing you're saying is, Wes, tell us how we upgrade these pieces, because there's something else that's really freaking cool about this. This is, think of it like a belt that's going across, okay? So as you do this and you're going to slot in a new card, you're just going to slide it in here on the side, and then you just push everything to the side, and now you've got a new card that has come out, and you'll be able to either update that or upgrade it or do whatever you want. But now you've pushed everything to the side and you've got new information here in front of you. What makes this also very interesting is that you can purchase additional benefits across the top here, and when these situations in the middle, these little icons here in the center, when they match the icon at the top, you'll get the benefit from doing that. Like, you'll get additional movements, you'll get to go up the track here on the bottom, which will allow you to get higher and higher on the monument track and get some additional end-game points basically around that. Throughout this game, you're going to be building monuments. You're going to be attaching your energy to monuments. You're also going to be grabbing additional energy cubes here on the side, because as you are building these monuments, you'll have to attach your energy to them as for in-game points that will allow you to hopefully win the game. So you'll need to be replenishing those energy cubes. So you'll have to upgrade things here on the side, but every time you grab these little pieces, extra things will happen for you there. every single move that you make in this game feels like you're gaining a huge benefit overall. I never felt like I had a wasted turn. Also felt like every single thing I did was powerful and really made me feel like I was a god manipulating the area below me, which I think is a big thing to say about a game like this. If you really feel like you are the thing that you're trying to portray, I feel like that's a big win. Now, there are also in-game scoring points here across the side. You can lock some of your energy over here to gain these additional benefits. You can play up to 5 players with this game, and it says it plays about 30 minutes per player. I would say that's probably about correct once everybody's kind of used to the system. Again, it takes a couple of turns for you to really start to understand truly what everything does, because there's a lot of nuance to each little thing that you do. Choosing the different pieces that you put in this engine, where you put them, what type of pieces you're putting in each location, because each one of these different engine blocks has a different natural ability when used with constructing a monument or locking something into place. So you have to be very careful about the things that you're using and where you're using them. But again, that's part of what makes this game so interesting. It's got a lot of additional thinky stuff that makes the game crunchy, that makes the game fun. Now, we haven't even talked about moving, because that's yet another fun thing that you get to do. You can move across this board here, and as you're moving, there are areas and trains and things that you're supposed to do. Trains as in like locations and places that you're supposed to go, not physical trains. But as you move forward, you can then take some of your special ability tiles that are on here, lock them into this area, which will give you an additional benefit when you're landing on those locations. Again, making each thing you do seem more and more powerful. But by placing this here, not only does it allow you to do something when you're on top of it, but it also unlocks something on your asymmetric player board that will make each of your turns more and more powerful. Again, making you feel like you're more and more of a god. Is there a theme here? I feel like there's a theme. There's definitely a theme. It's a theme in a good way, though. The key is that there's only a certain amount of these locations on the board, and you need to get your tiles out as fast as possible so you can upgrade the top and the bottom of your player board to make each and every action more and more powerful, and you can gain favor and power the faster you move, the more information that you get from the table and slot into your transmutation device here. Now, as far as the game itself, as far as how it plays, as far as what it felt like for me, I hope I've been able to communicate to you that I felt like a god playing this game. I really did. I felt like a god playing this game. I felt like every single turn I took was unique, was powerful. Even the turns where it felt like I wasn't doing anything because all I was doing was refilling my energy, everybody had to do it. So it never felt, again, like a wasted turn. And that's huge. That is huge in a game like this, where there's so much going on the board, and there's an opportunity for you to really put a lot of thought into your turns and do a lot on every single turn. That's huge. I love the components on this game. I think Chris Matthew, the designer of this game over there, he has done an incredible job. The artwork is beautiful. The component concept is amazing. Is it a little bit fussy to put together? Okay, maybe. You know, even when I was setting everything up, I set it up dry with 5 players. It takes about 15 minutes, maybe 20 to set it up if you're not super familiar with it. That's not that bad, folks. That's really not that bad. These energy cubes are amazing. They're like acrylic pieces with I guess screen printing on top of them. They're all artfully done. They're beautiful. They're nice and hefty. They're weighty. I really like deluxeified components. For all intents and purposes, folks, I am an Ameritrash player. I don't care if you don't like that term. I love it. I'm a straight up good old boy American. I like my pretty things, and I really enjoy gimmicky stuff, but I also really like Euros. I like thinky, feely stuff. I want to play games that challenge me, that make me pay attention, and at the same time, I feel like I'm not wasting time playing that game. It doesn't get too long, which is really good. It also allows me to feel like I'm trying to be a god, which is the whole point of the game. These metal pieces that come at the bottom, allowing you to actually snap on these items onto the side, it's just super cool. I don't care what you're saying. Again, some of you might be going, okay, Wes, but that's a gimmick. Yeah, okay, maybe it is. Maybe it is. But so are minis, okay? So are minis. these are really cool. It's a really interesting concept. And the thing about it is when you're looking at them when they're actually on the board, they have these pieces on the back side, right? So you're looking here, as you're going to build this monument, you're placing your tiles on this location. So you have to place one of these on that matching tile. So as the energy goes, it goes through there. Then having the ability after you've finished with it and you say to yourself, oh man, that's so cool, and I can't wait to put this piece on, and then it goes snap, and it snaps right into place and you don't have to even think about it. Come on. Tell me that's not really cool. That's really cool. It's really cool. As far as this game goes, I had a blast playing it. I hope I've done justice telling you about it. You don't have to have these upgraded pieces. You don't. I mean, the actual components in the game are going to be pretty great. I think the deluxe difference is going to be that you get this metal transmutation device. Maybe there's a little something extra, but I think mostly it's the metal transmutation device. I will tell you, it's really cool. This is so satisfying. I'm not even gonna lie, it's super satisfying, and I used it all the time and I felt like it was super fun, and it made me giggle every time I did it. Yes, I giggle like a schoolgirl. I don't care what you think. I had a great time playing it. Well, that's it for my review today, guys. I hope you will check out the Kickstarter down in the description below for an Age Contrived by Chris Matthews and the Bellows Intent as far as the design company, the publisher behind it. I really think this, especially for a first game, this is absolutely incredible. Really unique, very, very nice mechanics, very interesting game. As always here at Quack & Co., more time playing means less time watching, but still don't forget to watch the channel because that's important. Make sure you're subscribed below and have a great day, everybody. See you later.